shows initially. I just want to see what you make of that and what sort of relationship you have. Okay, action. So it's nice to be able to come back and sort of really understand what's going on ground level, you know, what's going on within the industry and what's going on in terms of the key players here. Yeah, so cut. Sorry, we just got something there in this shot. Hi, my name is Hakeem K. Kazim, and this is my Africa. Sort of, you know, this is really about, yeah. Set up the lights here. Great.
Whether you know him from his powerful portrayal of a Hutu warlord in the critically acclaimed film Hotel Rwanda,
It's time to butcher that fat cow of yours for the meat.
or from his role in the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Our location has been betrayed. Jones is under the command of Lord Beckett. They're on their way here.
Who is this betrayer?
Nigerian-born actor Hakeem K. Kazim is a chameleon,
I ain't gonna lose another.
an artist who fully immerses himself in the character.
Shoot a man can't understand, then shoot his town. The look so.
So I can get a director come over to LA from Nigeria, has seen me working 24 and said, you're no one knows you're Nigerian, you should come back. And I thought, what a good idea. Let me go back and see what's going on. Really understand who this woman is, what she wants. Why does she need to work? You know what I mean? And why does she? You don't need to tell him. Come back just to sort of, to do some training with actors and people in production and all that sort of stuff, just so that, so that we can get an understanding of the discipline required to really produce a top-notch film or top-notch television production. Don't have to be big in terms of your facial expressions or anything like that. You just have to be as real as possible. The first day of our training, was quite traumatic in terms of, for me, I hadn't really experienced it in that way. I thought the group of people that we'd got together would be a bit more disciplined, but that discipline didn't come until day 2, when we really had to crack down straight and say, this is what we require of you. Make sure that you guys, you prep. The first thing we had to crack down on was the discipline of timekeeping. Time is definitely money, and if you're late, it not only puts back the possibility of people's production schedules, but it also costs me money. So yeah, good. Excellent. Let's go to work.
Sharing his expertise hasn't been limited to just behind the camera.
You stay there, you do what you're doing, you're going to come into shot.
In 2010, the actor had his Nollywood debut.
One of the first projects I did was a musical called Inale. And I thought the gods had abandoned us.
The gods would never forsake us.
I then came and did a little film called Last Flight to Abuja, and that was a really lovely little piece about the airline industry.
If you only have a few minutes left to live, what would you do? Our determination to survive can often be outweighed by our willingness to accept our fate.
For me, we have to start to tell these stories for ourselves. Right, so that to me is the most important thing. It's not necessarily looking towards Hollywood. Hollywood does its own thing. So, I'm coming back from Hollywood, not to kind of necessarily bring Hollywood here, but to really to sort of make Nollywood Hollywood, to really to sort of inspire the fact that we should be the stewards of our own stories. Can you move around? Move it around a bit. We have a myriad of different stories that we can tell that are all uniquely Nigerian on one level and uniquely African on another level. Happy birthday, dear Augie. Happy birthday to you.
My birthday was 3 weeks ago.
But I think what has to happen now is that the industry has to sort of expand. It has to sort of get bigger and better. It's really about upping the technical ante of the film and being able to tell stories that are very true to the African voice.
Hakeem says in order for that to happen, more needs to be done to support the industry.
No one's going to come and shoot there when the lights go off or when you need generators which are going to destroy your sound. So, that again is a lack of incentive to help building an industry which could do tremendous stuff for Nigeria.
And there's lots in there.
let me keep that in. We're in a place called Lekki in Lagos, in Nigeria, and we're actually at Nigeria's first ever IMAX cinema. This is incredible. Wow, it could be anywhere in the world. Hey guys, who wants popcorn? Yeah. Okay. It will. I think building more cinemas in and around Nigeria would certainly help. There are more cinemas being built. I would love to see more cinemas going up in places like Ajayunle and Surulere and that sort of thing with affordable prices.
A key encouraging words for Africans wanting to join the film industry.
You just keep loving what you do, but it really is working hard and trying to improve not only yourself as an actor, but also the state of industry. And that means also the discipline, the day-to-day discipline of making sure that one is on time and one is focused when one is at work and that sort of thing. And we understand how intensely bruised he feels. For me, I want to see Nigeria as a hub of African filmmaking. So, in other words, not just concentrating on Nigerian films, but on films that tell you about the African voice from an African perspective. Like, just cut to... Yeah, that's... Exactly. That was great. Thank you. Yeah, really good. All right, my darling. Well done. Really good. Okay, guys. It's been really, really good. Thank you. Thank you very much. A famous boxer once said, "The fight is won long before you step into the ring." It takes massive investment, dedication, never backing down. In 2005, Globe invested in the world's only privately owned undersea data cable, then connected this to its extensive fiber optic network throughout Nigeria, delivering flexible and affordable data and generous airtime bonuses for everyone. You see, it's not what you step into the ring with that makes you the master. It's everything you did to get you there. Glow Yakata. Get up to 6 gigabytes of data every month for 6 months and 2,200 naira bonus for every 100 naira recharge.